the main topic and a very, I wouldn't say controversial, but something that we have never seen before. And I will admit, I was excited for AR-15 coming out of Florida. He had only played 50. I had watched tape. He had all the tools. Uh, you know, built like Adonis, ran a 4.4, can throw the ball 75 yards. The only problem is he can't play quarterback.
Oh man,
I don't agree with he can't play quarterback.
the fuck he can't. This is 100%. We told you moment, but we all have those. So,
But
he
if you
got
did it,
benched outright this week, like literally
yeah.
benched. Like, bro, he's
And
benched
deservedly so.
100%.
By the way, real quick, I just saw on the way home argument for Joe Flacco, and it's not even an argument. If you look at the stats, Joe Flacco is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yes, no doubt about that.
He's in the top 4 of playoff wins, road wins. He's tied with Tom Brady. He's a Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl champion, threw for over 300 yards. I think he has 14 playoff wins. I mean, when you say Joe Flacco, I don't think Hall of Fame, but look up his stats, and not to go full circle, but it's like, oh God, like how do you Raiders Gardner Minshew? Come on, man. Go ahead, Rafa.
This shows you that AR-15's inability to play quarterback, that the team is 4-4. They're sitting right now in the 8th spot, right, in the AFC at 4-4. Chargers are 4-3 in that 7th spot, and the Ravens are 5-3. But they're 4-4. They're 2 games back of the Texans. This literally shows you that the team lost complete faith in him. They're in the playoff hunt, like way in the hunt. 8 games in. There's 9 games left for them. They have a roster where they can easily be 6-2. And with him playing quarterback, they know, and they just basically told everyone, this is not our quarterback. We're benching him right now in the middle of the season. They're not fucking 2-5. They're not 2-6. They're 4-4. And they benched him. Like literally benched him. And this is what I go back to what I was saying the other day. And you guys think it's a joke, and it may sound racist.
Don't do
I'm
it,
telling you, I'm going to do it. This is the college football forcing you to draft some of these guys that are on, and the thing is that they're all black, they think that can play football. This man is not a fucking quarterback. He's not.
You know what? This is like do the right thing, Rafa. Who's your favorite quarterback in college football right now?
Oh no.
No.
I told you
the question.
But Eddie, for years, we saw Lamar, how good he was in college. Dynamic. Where did he get drafted? Last pick, or at the very end of the first round, right? Where was he? Was he 27?
I think 27.
32nd. Last pick of the draft. Last pick of the first round. Where
means they had to have won the Super Bowl.
Well, no, they traded back into that spot because that was.
That's right.
Yes.
So, that was New England's pick because I think they were at 27 and they drafted back and took Lamar. But that year, look at Lamar's draft. He won the Heisman. That motherfucker's dynamic, always has been. And where did he go? At the end of the draft. At the end of the first round.
Which is more conducive to being a better quarterback. When you get picked later, you're going to a better organization, a better coach, a more mature staff. They don't need you as much. Better offensive line.
Listen, let's look at right now. And I said last year when they drafted him, he went to the best situation of all the quarterbacks that were drafted last year. He went to the best. They have a running back. They have a receiver. They have an offensive line. Their defense was right above average, like right in that 10-12 mark. He went to the best situation of all the guys. CJ Stroud went to a shit team. He's a stud. Okay, Bryce Young went to a shit situation. Would Bryce Young be better on the Colts? Who knows? Because at the end of the day, Bryce Young is this fucking tall. So that's a whole nother issue. But for me, that is an illusion that it's going to keep moving and keep going and going and going, that we have to take these guys because they're athletes and they can run and they can throw it 90 fucking yards in the air. He's not a good quarterback. He never was a good quarterback.
I thought he could develop.
Run the ball.
I thought he could develop.
Listen, we know he can't. And the Colts just fucking proved it.
First of all, Stefan is a lawyer. Okay, so I'm going to go. Sir, can you answer the question? Who is your favorite quarterback? You're on the stand here. Who is your favorite quarterback in college football right now?
Oh, Cam Ward. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
There is no doubt about it that Cam Ward is my favorite quarterback, and he's the best player in college football today. He's black. I want my black quarterbacks to play in college. I want if I'm a fan of a university, I want my quarterback to be black. In the NFL, I need him to be a skin tone down, like Patrick Mahomes' skin tone. That's the skin tone I need. That's. I'm sorry, I'm telling you the truth. That's just what it is.
Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, best. You know, I know it shifts every week, but right now he's been the best quarterback.
Josh Allen's been the best quarterback. You know that.
Well, I said it.
You know Josh Allen's been the best quarterback. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But Lamar's not the best thrower. Lamar's the most dynamic. Him throwing the ball ain't it. I did a whole breakdown on this the other day. That it doesn't work. But anyways, let's get on to it.
The head tap. Head tap is crazy. You got to learn how to lie. You say I twisted my fucking knee. Like, you can't get up in front of a whole media and say, "Why'd you head tap?" Oh man, I was just tired. Like, bro.
Well, we can't even get into that. Our skin tone doesn't allow us to even talk about that.
I have a question though. Would you say he's only started 10 games? Has that franchise given him enough time to actually develop?
Listen, the roster that they have every year, this is the fucked up part about that the NFL. That the teams, when we look at every quarterback that gets drafted, like CJ Stroud he's a superstar. His situation was fucked up. He went into a team that wasn't very good, right? And with a rookie coach, and he excelled. Jalen Daniels, team should have been shit. He's excelled, right? That he's done that. AR-15 went into a situation where the team was built around him, like Caleb. Not around him. The team was already good. They had a roster. Yes, they got that pick because they struggled at quarterback. They went and got Carson Wentz. They brought in fucking Matt Ryan. Like, dude, Phillip Rivers was a quarterback there, I think, a couple years ago as well. But they've had a roster. They have arguably a top 3 running back in the league up until this season, or even the year before, whatever it was. Their receiver, pretty good. They had pretty good guys. The roster was good enough.
Josh Downs is a good receiver.
Yeah, they and Pittman. So they went in. He went into a better situation. There's guys. Drake May. It's a fucked up situation. The team sucks. Yeah. So how much? Bryce Young. Yeah, he's small, but the team sucks. But when you saw Andy Dalton come in and start scoring touchdowns and putting all sorts of shit, now you got to consider. Okay, this guy sucks. That the problem is him. The problem has to be the quarterback there. When Joe Flacco comes in and leads your team and he's winning games, the problem is the quarterback. If Joe Flacco's coming in and winning games, the problem is the kid. That's what it is. It's always a situation, the coaching, all of that matters. That's why, Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft. And how good has he played? How good has he played? He's played phenomenal, but his roster was fucking good. But we can't, what are we going to do?
Eddie Money is saying, though, like he said, he only started 12 games in college. Now he's only, played. Is there a chance that he could develop?
That's what he's saying. Put it this way: if this team makes the playoffs with Joe Flacco, he will not see the field for the Colts ever again. If this team makes the playoffs with Joe Flacco next year, they'll bring back Joe Flacco if he can still play, and they won't play him because he's literally they just showed you he's the problem. Like they have zero belief in him.
As a coach, when you take your statement from, that you're drafting a developmental project and saying he needs to get starts to develop, and going to like 3-4 weeks later saying, maybe he can learn from the sideline now. Is it really just he sucks?
Well, I've seen enough to say that he sucks. This is not look when you watch Jordan Love, like look at Green Bay, and this to me is a perfect. Green Bay drafted Aaron Rodgers and he sat behind Brett Favre. When he came in, he was phenomenal right away. Jordan Love, he sat behind Aaron Rodgers. When he came in, phenomenal right away. So the AR-15, he may need to sit, but I don't think he's that guy. You see when he plays. You see it out there. You can see it. Him pulling himself out of the game shows you what kind of heart he has to lead a team. You can't lead a team that has a roster for the playoff.
I see talent when I see him play. I see arm strength. I see speed. I see strength. But the head tap, that's the biggest red flag I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's dude. And you're leading men, and men. You're not the Panthers. Okay, you have a team that is legitimately in the playoff hunt with a roster that's a playoff roster. Whether you want to believe it or not, that is a playoff roster, and it's been for the last 3 or 4 years. And they struggle. They've had all they've needed is a quarterback. Joe Flacco is going to win them games. You will see.
Well,
he's battled back and won games.